Well, hey there, Pisces. How are you doing today? I'm here to do your weekend bonus reading. This one is going to be for it's the 15th, 16th, and 17th of August, right? So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There you go. I'm just going to pull cards and we'll see what they say. I was going to do a Celtic cross. I went looking for a different spread, but I didn't find one I liked, so we'll go with this, okay? So this one here will be for Pisces. Let's see what they have to say. Okay. There we go. All right, we're going to go with Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. All right, what you got? So what is your current situation? What are we dealing with? Justice. Okay. So either you are hoping that justice is going to be brought to a situation that you're a part of, or you're hoping justice will play out in a situation, I guess, that you're a part of, right? This makes me feel as though you're on the right side of justice, so that's plus. There we go. So you're hoping that it's going to, the scales will be evened out, right? Okay, that's fair enough. I like that. That's good. Okay, so what is the obstacle then? The Devil. Okay, so we're wanting the scales to be balanced out in a situation, obviously. But the Devil is the challenge or the obstacle. I don't know whether to think that this is because the situation is just unfair. Are you not seeing the situation clearly? I'm not sure here. Are you having, is there's some sort of an addiction or an obsession here that is coming into play? Causing the scales to not be able to be balanced? I'm very unclear on what this one is here. Okay, let's keep going then. What is it that you need to focus on here? What do you need to focus on? The Ace of Swords. Okay, so what you need to focus on here is the truth, because this is the sword of truth. So this makes me feel as though you want justice to play out in the situation, but I don't feel as though you actually have all the facts in the situation, meaning I don't feel like you're seeing things clearly here at all, okay? If what you need to focus on is the truth of the matter, then that's got to be what's not at play right now, right? That's how the Devil is here in the mix. Is by skewing the facts or skewing your perception of something that's happening here because you don't see it clearly, right? Or you're not looking at it honestly, something along those lines. Okay. All right, so what is it you need to leave behind in this situation? I've got the Page of Swords. Hold on. Sorry, I had to double check something anyway. So Page of Swords. So they're saying that basically, so Page of Swords is basically speaking about what I've said since the beginning of this reading, right? There's something here you're not seeing clearly. This is like somebody being secretive, or it's somebody being sneaky, and you don't see it, right? So you are standing on business. You're standing on what you believe to be the truth. But that's not the truth. You've been deceived here. That's how I feel about it. So you're asking for justice to play out in a situation. What you don't understand is justice, when it plays out, will not play out possibly in your favor because you're not seeing all the context clearly. You don't understand exactly what's happening here. Somebody is deceiving you is what's happening here, Pisces. I'm not saying that that's your fault, okay, but I do think that the deception could be fairly easily uncovered if you were to get grounded and look at things realistically. With the page here, I don't feel like you are looking at things realistically, okay? I feel like you have a little bit of a head in the clouds type of overall perception here. Like you're just kind of, yeah. You've got to get more realistic right now and look at things for what they really are, okay? Is what I see here. All right, so what is your strength in this situation? We have the Eight of Wands. Your strength in this situation is that the truth is coming forward, period. Whether you like it or not, it's coming forward, it looks like. With the Sword of Truth on the bottom and then the Eight of Wands up here, it's coming in, and it's coming in fast, and it's coming in unexpectedly. And I don't think it's going to be a truth that you're going to be all that comfortable with or happy with, but it is the truth, okay? So there is that. Okay, what do we have in the near future? The Knight of Cups. You trying to rush in and save this whole thing, you know what I'm saying? You trying to believe the person who's been deceiving you, I feel like. Which is still you kind of keeping your head in the clouds. You've really got to get, it's like you're giving the devil the in here, you know what I'm saying? Because you are willing to believe the lies. I'm sorry, but that's what I see here. You've got to cause yourself less pain in the long run. You really need to look at this realistically so that you can get to the bottom of whatever's happening here. It does not mean that you have to walk away from the person, but you at least need to know where things really stand and how things are really working out, right? Versus trying to build a fantasy land or live within a fantasy land. That's what I see. Okay, so what is the advice here? The death card. Yeah. There's something here that definitely, there's a fantasy here that you have nurtured and allowed to grow, which is fine, but you've done it to your detriment at this point. It needs to kind of be squashed to some extent, and so that reality can come in and you or the situation, I'm not sure which one, can enter into a transformation where there's a more realistic outlook, where things are based in realism versus based in a fantasy, so that you can actually get the results that you want, right? So you can find the happiness that you've been looking for versus, yeah, not being able to find it because it doesn't exist in this fantasy that you have built up. That's what I see. Okay, so what is the atmosphere? The atmosphere is 7 of Wands. There's a lot of defensiveness here by the people that are telling the lies, I think. Okay, what is it that you're afraid of? You're afraid of the hermit mode. You're afraid that you're going to be alone. You're afraid that you're going to pull your energy back and everything's going to fall apart and you're going to be left alone. If that is what happens, then it would be temporary, but it would be necessary for you to be out of this situation and go into one that's actually a real situation. This isn't a real situation. This is one that has been built up in your mind, but it's not what you have it built up to be, is what it's saying in these cards. Okay, so what do we have in the outcome in the end? 5 of Cups, yeah, a sense of loss and regret. Well, that's downtrodden, isn't it? What I got on the bottom, sorry. On the bottom, we have the 7 of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. The issue here is that you're not being realistic. That's the whole synopsis here. You have a situation that you want very badly to be a certain way, so you have allowed your mind to build it to be that way, even though it's not, okay? And the person involved, or the people involved, have allowed you to build it that way because somehow it's to their benefit to allow this fantasy to keep going like this. But there's no foundation to it, so there's no way for it to play out the way that you want it to in the long run. You just have to see things for what they really are right now, is what it's saying, okay? Yeah, that's what I've got. Over here with the 7 of Swords, this is talking about a breakdown in trust and people acting very strategically to keep you from the truth. We have the second page coming out with the Page of Cups. You know, they're going to come forward with some half-baked apology or a little tiny love offer, but it's not real. It's not realistic. With the 5 of Wands, this is a lot of inner turmoil inside of you because it's very hard for you to reconcile this and to understand that what is not there is no longer there, and what is, yeah, you just got to get more realistic about what you are involved in and what you're looking at, okay, is what I see right now. All right. There you go. No matter what the cards say, go out and make it the best weekend you can. It's just a matter of you having to lay the fantasy to rest and try to base yourself in realistic situations for right now.